inspired you the way that you've inspired a lot of these producers that are out here?
Pete Rock. Pete Rock was a dope producer. Mantronics. And the grand Devontae, yeah, he was incredible.
You was about to get to that.
But the father who I looked at the most was Dr. Dre.
LA's own.
Like I love how Dr. Dre mixes music and how it sound and the pockets and the sonics. He made me understand. Him and Teddy Riley, I gotta say both.
That's another VA representative.
Yeah, so I just think that those people made me start to pay attention to my production more.
Now you from Norfolk, they didn't have things like the Remy Martin producer series in Norfolk, so at the time, how was you getting your production heard? Like who knew Tim did beats?
Only Missy.
Okay.
I mean, that was it. I mean, we didn't know how to get a song out. She just went to Hampton Coliseum at a Jodeci concert, went backstage and bombarded them with my music. That was it.
So is that like a jewel you give some of these producers out here, like to find a muse? I guess Missy was your muse?
I mean, when it's a gift in you, it's gonna find its way to a home. You know, when something is God gifted in your spirit, and you're good at something, it's gonna find its way home. You know, you don't have to go search for it. It kind of like will find its place, and you'll be like, man, I don't know how I got here.
What was your first placement?
I didn't really have a placement. I think it was me trying to get out of a situation. And I had songs that were great. Like Pony was like 7 years old before it came out.
Pony was 7 years old before it came out. That's a jewel for all the producers in here. You probably sitting on something that you know is some heat and nobody's recognizing it now. But Pony came out 7 years later. Walk us through this process of Pony. Because it sounds like you had all the equipment in the world. But you telling me you was dead broke when you made Pony?
Yeah.
What'd you make Pony on?
It was just sounds that Devontae had, like these little, back then it was analog, so you had to buy the rack mounts. And he had a lot of rack mounts, and I just went through the sounds and kind of made my own kind of sound. And I kind of came across this kind of burp sound. I put a bass underneath of it, and I thought that was cool.
So was the beat done, or was the whole song done?
I mean, I did the beat before the song was done.
Okay.
And Static, rest in peace, he was like one of the illest writers of our time. He came in, and he heard the beat, and he was like, yo, he just went in and did it.
How'd you know Ginuwine was the artist for that record? Because I mean, I think that's just as equally important as having a dope beat, having an artist that can bring the beat to life.
When Ginuwine heard the beat, I mean, if you're from DC, and like when you hyped on something, it's yours, you know. Ginuwine like, yo, and when he saw the hook after Static wrote it, we knew it was his.
So, you had the song, right? You had the record by Ginuwine. Did other people tell you that the beat was whack, or they didn't like the beat when you would play it for them? Because there had to be a reason you sat on it for 7 years.
Oh, the reason why we sat on it, because, you know, we was in a crew, and, you know, a situation that wasn't maybe right at the time for us, so we had to go through, you know, legal and ramifications of getting it back, you know, so that was the process of holding up. But that song got Ginuwine notice and got him signed and got him off of, you know, got away from Devontae and had his own situation.
What would you tell producers now? Because that's like a timeless sound. A lot of producers now, they're just chasing the sound of the moment. For you to have a record that you sat on for 7 damn years, you must have known that you was making something timeless.
I mean, I think today, with the digital world and everybody having a laptop, it's about playing chess with the brain, you know, taking the sound that every kid loves today and what's popping today, but switching it. And if you dab into if you go into the left, make them go to the right. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's just all tricks of the mind that you just never know. And you like, everybody's moving this way. And I'm like, all right. So if you get 7 people moving this way, what's gonna happen? Everybody gonna start to move that way, and somebody gonna come in and say, hey, move to the middle. We've done everything before. It's just a matter of somebody taking the risk to go outside the grain, but stay in the grain, but go outside a little left of it.
Do you compete with what's going on right now?
I think.
Or you studio make a bunch of trap beats?
I don't know if I call it trap beats. I call it great, like, manipulation of the brain, like people hearing how they hear snares and the rolls, and they using the computer technology to make it cool. And I think now it's okay. So much of that, let's get back to the simplicity of music and taking little pieces of today and adding to the nostalgia of yesterday. You know, so I love it. You know, so I love what's going on today, because I just take whatever's going on and add to what I already know in music, and just make it feel like today, not today, but tomorrow.